A truck arrives to unload.
No! No! No!
A resident arrives to stop it.
Nothing's coming in here. There's a stop work order. Nothing comes in.
The property has become a dump for excavated soil and construction waste.
It's agricultural land. We're trying to protect the land from being really desecrated by who knows what.
Last spring, unlawful dumping hit a peak.
The dump trucks were lined up around the roads and blocking traffic and dumping the fill almost 24/7 for weeks on end.
Concerned residents estimate up to 250 loads of fill were dumped before the Agricultural Land Commission issued stop work orders.
It was quite a few piles. It was actually from this vantage point, it looked like quite a berm that went along the edge just behind where the equipment is now.
In the months since, despite the stop work orders, residents have watched the piles be leveled and buried. In BC, it's against the law to dump construction material on land that's reserved for farming. The rocky, low-quality dirt that's excavated from construction sites must be taken to authorized facilities. That's expensive. Simply dumping it is more profitable.
We heard somewhere that in the ballpark of $900 a load that the construction companies would pay the trucking company for safely disposing this fill. In turn, the trucking companies sourced out properties who would take this fill either for free or anywhere between $50 and $200.
Property records show the land was sold in April 2023 to a numbered company. It leads back to an Abbotsford trucking firm. No one there could be reached for comment.
The two properties that you've seen today are basically ones that have been bought by somebody who just wants to dump illegally on them.
It's a big problem. 48% of all complaints to the Agricultural Land Commission relate to illegal dumping.
Penalties can be upwards of $100,000, and they can double whatever fine might have been issued or penalty issued the first time if there's failure to comply.
Repeat offenders are common.
You do worry that sometimes it's seen as the cost of doing business.
With only 6 officers to patrol the province, ALC enforcement is tough.
If we can impound equipment involved in violating a stop work order, I think the problem would stop very, very quickly. But we don't have that authority today. Neither does the ALC, but we need legislative changes for that kind of authority.
In September, BC's Agriculture Ministry promised a joint task force to address illegal dumping in agricultural areas.
The issues around illegal dumping and contaminated soil deposit are not new. They've become more acute, I would say, with the amount of development that's happening and, the new housing targets.
Agriculture Minister Lana Popham declined an interview. In a statement, she says, in 2019, the NDP made changes to legislation requiring people to get ALC approval before bringing fill onto farmland. Despite that, ALC records show it issued nearly 50 stop work orders in the last 24 months.
This is not the only place it's happening. It's happening all over the Fraser Valley. And it's only going to get worse. It just moves from here to somewhere else, to somewhere else, to somewhere else.
After about 8 months of no activity, work has resumed on property where no work should happen at all. Under the cover of darkness, trucks arrive regularly to unload unnoticed.
Oh, you've got a load of soil there. I know you do. I saw you.
On this day, the driver opts to leave. The residents vow to remain vigilant. Belle Puri, CBC News, Hatsik.